World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day, I am Peñano with today's World News in 5. A senior Russian official has hinted at a potential meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin and US President Donald Trump next week. Speaking to reporters at the United Nations, Russia's Deputy Ambassador Dmitry Polyansky said the two leaders have reportedly agreed on a location and timeline, but details remain undisclosed. Polyansky said there are a number of locations for their possible meeting, but the two agreed to something they don't want to disclose. However, Polyansky added he is unaware of any scheduled meeting between Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The possible summit would mark the first US-Russia presidential meeting since Putin met with then-President Joe Biden in Geneva back in 2021. Russia's war in Ukraine, now in its third year, continues to draw international scrutiny. President Trump previously vowed to end the conflict, but nearly 7 months into his second term, that pledge remains unfulfilled. In our news, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has announced plans to take full military control of Gaza despite rising backlash both domestically and internationally. In an interview with Fox News, Netanyahu confirmed Israel wants to have a security perimeter to the entire coastal enclave, but stressed that Tel Aviv does not intend to govern the territory permanently and proposed instead to hand over governance to unspecified Arab forces. The remarks come ahead of a high-level security cabinet meeting to discuss a phased expansion of military control in areas of Gaza still held by Hamas. News agency Reuters, citing sources, reported that the plan could involve issuing evacuation warnings to civilians before any offensive. Israel's military already controls about 75% of Gaza. The proposed full takeover would reverse Israel's 2005 withdrawal from the Strip, an action many on the political right blame for Hamas's rise to power. Hamas denounced Netanyahu's comments, calling them a blatant coup against the negotiation process, while a Jordanian official said any post-war governance must be agreed upon by Palestinians. Back in Jerusalem, hundreds of protesters gathered Thursday to demand an end to the war in exchange for the release of remaining hostages. According to Israeli officials, 50 hostages are still held in Gaza, with only 20 believed to be alive. Meanwhile, humanitarian conditions in Gaza remain dire. Displacement, food shortages, and access to aid continue to worsen, with the United Nations warning of a looming famine in the enclave. And news from South America. On Peru's northern coast, archaeologists have uncovered a chilling glimpse into the country's ancient past. A research team has unearthed 14 human skeletons believed to be victims of ritual sacrifice dating back around 3,000 years. The remains were discovered near what it thought to be a ceremonial temple of the Copiasnique culture, a pre-Inca civilization that thrived more than a millennium before the Incas. Lead archaeologist Henry Tantalian told news agency Reuters that several bodies were found face down, hand-bound, and bearing signs of violent trauma, strong indicators of ritual killing. Unlike Peru's elaborate ancient burials, these individuals were placed in simple sand pits with no offerings or treasures. The site, located near a beach in La Libertad, about 675 kilometers north of Lima, now joins the country's long list of remarkable archaeological finds alongside Machu Picchu and the Nazca lines. And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, I am Peñano. Good day.
World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.